We'll get back to our fair coverage for you in just a moment, but first some news headlines. And new tonight, a Syracuse mayoral candidate is not acknowledging comments made this past winter about the deputy mayor of Syracuse. In January, Tim Rudd, who used to run the city's budget office and served on the Common Council, spoke out. He was put on paid leave and was fired in February. At that point, the city's chief policy officer told NBC3 there was an investigation underway into possible violations of city policies. And while some think he was fired for blowing the whistle on a city IT contract dispute, he was also recorded with some inflammatory remarks directed at the deputy mayor, who was also running for the city's top job.
Mary Keeler's live in Syracuse right now with more on what the candidate and others are saying about those controversial remarks. Mary?
Yeah, good evening, you guys, from City Hall, where just hours ago, Tim Rudd, who is a mayoral candidate, he held a press conference on the steps of City Hall here, and in it he addressed his 9-point platform for if he is elected the next mayor of Syracuse. But what he did not want to talk about or acknowledge were those comments from last winter. In a recorded interview this winter, mayoral candidate Tim Rudd talked about Deputy Mayor Sharon Owens and said, quote, "The slave owner uses the mother to break the children and control them." He added, quote, "That is already in the ether for Sharon." At a press conference on the steps of City Hall Tuesday, Rudd outlined his plan for Syracuse if he's elected mayor, but did not want to talk about those comments. That is something that did happen. So what do you want to say to people while you have the platform now, I guess?
Well, there's many things that happen and there's many things that will happen. I want to talk about how we can grow as a city. I've been in the city government for the last 8 years. I was elected citywide as a councilor. I served with honor as the budget director, and any controversy, I attempt to explain it on my website, and I will attempt to explain it in person. But in the media, I prefer to talk about ideas. There are people who want controversy because they don't have ideas, they don't have results, so they want to create controversy. I'm here to talk about results, talk about plans for the future, and I hope that we can all do that because that's what this community needs. We don't need any more division and controversy that is created. Independent
candidate Alfonso Davis says he believes Rudd was exposing the dynamic between the mayor and deputy mayor.
In actuality, the things that Tim Rudd said was right in terms of how Ben has ran this city and how he has used Sharon as sort of a mouthpiece for just a particular set of people. I think those were poor choice of words. But again, what Tim was referring to from my perspective and from me talking to him is that that wasn't what he was directing himself to in terms of calling people in the city of Syracuse slaves.
Tom Babylon is running on the Republican ticket and said he's expecting this to be discussed in these final months of campaigning.
I'm sure it's going to be brought up. Everybody makes comments probably that they regret. In hindsight, I think Tim was probably let go more because of the whistleblower aspect than anything that he said. I mean, working at City Hall for 10 years, I've heard a lot worse things said by City Hall employees, believe it or not, and they may be reprimanded or something like that, but certainly wasn't something that they would get fired over.
We did reach out tonight to the Onondaga County Democratic Committee, who tell us in a statement, in quote, that Tim Rudd is unfit for office if he won't retract or acknowledge or apologize for those remarks made this winter. And as for Alfonso Davis's comments you just heard about, referring to the dynamic between Mayor Ben Walsh and Deputy Mayor Sharon Owens, we've reached out directly to City Hall and we are awaiting responses from them. We will update that here on air and online once we get them. Live in Syracuse tonight, I'm Mary Keeler.